It's the 2K Sports pregame show, presented by Kia.
Greetings and welcome to 2K Sports. I rarely say greetings, but I just did. I'm your host, Ernie Johnson, alongside Kenny and Shaq. And tonight our broadcast will be shifting to Minneapolis, where we'll see the Timberwolves going up against the Sacramento Kings. So for Sacramento, their last game, a loss to the Jazz in Salt Lake City. This game will be a big challenge. Facing one of the top teams in the league, they'll need to be at their best to win it. Well, it started with the trade for Wiggins and continued with landing Karl Anthony Towns in the draft. Minnesota's got a lot of good young talent. What should the expectations be for the coming years?
Well, you know what, Ernie, let me think about this, because they've got a great starting five, great starting lineup. They're growing quickly, and they're developing quickly. So I think they could be in the playoffs pretty soon.
Yeah, with 2 number 1 picks on the roster, they'll be expected to make deep playoff runs, especially in the next 3 or 4 years. But they got to do it within the next 3 or 4 years.
All right, you got to. So there, you're on the clock, Minnesota. Here's Kevin Harlan, former voice of the Timberwolves.
Yeah.
I never knew that.
Yes, he was.
The crowd is assembled here at the Target Center in Minneapolis, looking for the Timberwolves to have a victory here on their home floor. And we've got it for you live, right here on 2K Sports. There's no better time of year than the holidays for NBA basketball on 2K Sports.
Ready to go?
Welcome, everyone. Welcome, everyone, to the broadcast table. Chris Webber to my right, Greg Anthony to my left. I'm Kevin Harlan, and David Aldridge on our sideline. And, of course, Chris Dunn. They're struggling without him.
And it's a trade that it caught me a little off guard, I have to be honest, Kevin. He played such a big part for this team, and really the last guy I expected to see them move.
We've got a chance here to set the floor, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this one. On the court right now for the Kings. Carter is out there with Cauley Stein. Then it's Hield. Then there's Hill. And it's Kufis in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. And with the All-Star game behind us, Chris, a lot of teams now pushing for the playoffs, asking a lot of their players. How common is it, do you think, for players and teams to just play through their injuries at this point of the season?
Well, great question, Kevin, because if you can get on the court and you are on the playoff bubble, most players will risk health to help their team.
Shooting 2.
No good on that one.
And if you're a Timberwolves fan, you have got to be ecstatic about the future of this team. I mean, as good a young talent as we have in our league, good cap space flexibility, and just a lot of positives moving forward.
Good on the second free throw. And those reasons you mentioned for the Timberwolves are why some see this team developing into a powerhouse, maybe in the near future.
Yeah, and for a franchise that has been near the bottom for so long, having hope like this is a good thing. Nobody can question the love Minnesota has for their team. Have yet to win a title, but this could be the core that someday does it all. And when you think of attack guards, ones who get into the lane at will, Jeff Teague certainly comes to mind. I mean, a great athlete, and it all starts for him with dribble penetration.
No good on the free throw. And talking about Teague, once he blows by defenders, he can hurt you in a number of ways.
Yeah, I mean, a great drive and dish playmaker, owns a nice little teardrop. He's also gotten better at drawing contact and working himself to the line.
And he sinks the second.
Well, Jeff Teague, one of the more calm players at the line, always looks to be in control.
Here's Sacramento now. This game coming after a loss against the Jazz.
And I really felt in watching that game that they needed to abandon the three-point shot. It wasn't there. The percentage was horrific, but yet they continue to try and knock them down.
Well, that just comes down to scheme. Certain teams work almost exclusively to get their looks behind the arc. That's their entire game plan. They live and die by it.
And the call will be against George Hill. That'll be his second foul of the game. Ty Lawson, he's checked in for George Hill. And now just over a minute played here in the first. Teague with the ball. He picked up 15 points in their last win against Atlanta.
Oh, and he also was a Badger on the defensive end, finishing with 3 steals on the night.
Here's Sacramento. Carter with it. Now defended by Wiggins. Back to Carter. And stolen by Jang. Feeds it to Butler. Ring shot on the way. Second shot opportunity. And Towns lays it in.
Where's the box out? Some easy second chance opportunities there.
That's just a real lack of physicality in the post there. No reason at all that they should have gotten the rebound off that miss.
Now here is Lawson. 11 points for him in that last game against the Utah Jazz. And the rejection by Towns. But they'll get another chance. Shot clock at 3 and stolen by Jang. Teague against Lawson. Teague kicks to Zhang. Down low. He's looking for Wiggins and finds him. Inside. 6 to shoot. And stolen by Kufis. Lawson drives in. Misses from close range. And Kosta Kufis picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Timberwolves have gone 2 of 5 here, making 40% so far to start out the game. Shots good by Butler.
And Teague knew that he would be open there. Great patience and vision from the point man.
They really want to find that igniter here.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Now here is Carter. 17 points for him last game against the Utah Jazz.
Not really nice there. Poor technique on the screen, but savvy scoring move to save that trip down the floor. Now Willie Cauley-Stein was considered a bit of a reach for his draft position, but you have to love how he plays at his size. Very active inside with his feet to flash open on cuts. Just shows great awareness for a new player in the league.
Well, you hate to use the P word, potential, but you can't help but do it with Willie Cauley-Stein.
You're right, Kev. I hate the word potential as well. It just means unrealized talent. As long as he moves as well as he does with his size, he'll be fine.
Here's Lawson following the basket by Andrew Wiggins. Carter outside. He dishes it to Cauley-Stein. Back to Carter. And the rejection by Towns. Wiggins from outside. It's hauled in by the Kings. Their last encounter was in Sacramento.
You know, they played well enough to win, but to be honest with you, I just felt like their opponent's defensive performance was shaky at best.
I mean, you can say it. The defense was awful. They took away nothing and got scored on relentlessly.
The Kings trail by 4. Here's Carter, and finished off by Carter.
And Kevin, lots of standing around and watching by the defense that time.
And he makes them pay, doesn't he, Greg, huh, with that emphatic slam.
Hey, Kev, I love the play, but you know what? Anyone at this level can throw it down on you if you hand it to him on a silver platter.
And that last replay courtesy of Kia. Towns the screen. Wiggins dishes to Butler. 5 on the clock. Misses off the right iron.
And that's a well-contested shot.
Solid defense. They weren't going anywhere against them there.
Kufas. That doesn't go on the chance to tie.
Really surprised he clanked that one. He makes those on the regular.
Offensive rebound. Here's Towns. That shot off.
And that's the way you want to defend. Nice job there.
That's what I'm talking about. That's just picture-perfect defense there. Really stifled this man and gave him no chance at a clean look.
And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
And another disappointing season for the Kings last year. They fell out of the playoff race early on. They just couldn't keep pace with the rest of the conference.
And while the Kings were improved last year, it didn't seem like they made much headway towards their ultimate goal.
Well, right now, they seem to be lacking a direction for the team. There's an air of uncertainty about who they want to build around. They will need to answer some hard questions in short time.
And Dave Yeager, a meticulous coach, considered a great X's and O's guy.
Well, all you can say is he's a hard-working coach who lives for the game. You see his resourcefulness, making adjustments in big games. Unassuming personality-wise, but he brings tremendous passion to his job.
That one drops. He ties it up.
When you think of Cauley-Stein, the word length comes to mind. A huge target on offense and a tenacious shot blocker and rebounder on the defensive end.
Now here's Wiggins. Looking at the numbers, he's averaging about 20.5 points a game. Good on the bucket.
You know, not necessarily what you're looking for, but still able to convert.
The Kings have gotten 3 of 8 shots to fall for them here in the first quarter. Watson the pass to Cauley-Stein. Knocked away and stolen by Jang. Here's Butler. Oh, and that one had the right spin on it, and it is good. Butler's got 6.
Oh, he's been basically perfect so far in this quarter, especially on offense.
Here's the screen. The dish now to Cauley-Stein. Pass to Kufas. Oh, and there's the one-handed jam.
What a fantastic finish there on the break.
Well, that's textbook right there. That's how you want to finish every transition opportunity.
And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, I did have a chance to catch up with Tom Thibodeau. He said in the first meeting between these teams, his guys weren't as sharp as they needed to be offensively. He thinks that cost them the game. He told me, if we take care of the basketball and execute in half court like I know we're capable of, it puts us in a good position to win tonight. Well, we'll see if that holds true tonight, Kevin. Back to you.
Okay, thanks, David. Guys, shooting is a chief concern for them.
And if that is the focus, then their ball movement is going to have to be sharp today.
That's just effective ball movement. Just swinging it around the perimeter may not be enough. Go inside out. Have guys cutting to the rim. Get guys moving. Be dynamic with your scheme to help your shooting.
While we've got a moment, let's now take a look at the teams that have the most second chance points on the season. The Kings in second.
and just having a terrific year on the offensive glass. It's because everybody buys in, not just the big men, but even the guards are getting in on the act.
Now here's Lawson. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. Vince Carter on the wing. That one falls. Timberwolves have gone 7 of 15 from the field to this point. Towns sets the pick for T. Deflects the pass. He got right to the cup using that screen. Butler's got 8 points.
So versatile, always pushing the action offensively.
Now here's Hield. Tight defense on him. Down low. Fast break, Minnesota. Jimmy Butler once again. And it's a 6-point Timberwolves lead.
Just no resistance inside at all. They are feasting. This is a straight buffet.
It is. It's a big one. And load the plate. Now here's Lawson. He's averaging around 5.5 points a game. And Cauley Stein throws it down.
Wow, at 7 feet tall, Cauley Stein is a major threat to throw it down. If he gets the ball close to the rim, the D is pretty much toast.
Count it. Good. 6 points for Karl Anthony Towns.
Just no resistance on the inside. That's their 5th consecutive make in the paint.
Cauley Stein kicks to Lawson. Shot clock at 5. Carter with the 3. And Karl Anthony Towns pulls it down.
Not good shot selection. Long range and the defender all up in your jersey.
Well, I'm not even really sure why he even attempted that look. That's a low percentage of shots to get. As soon as he made his drive to the bucket, the defense jumped right in and prevented him from finishing out.
Here's Cauley Stein. Outside for Lawson. Fires it up. That one wide left.
It's not winning basketball when you're attempting shots like that.
Oh, no, you're right. It's selfish on his part to attempt that. Should have passed it back out and tried to get a better look.
Yeah, that's asking a lot from that defender.
He was dead meat right from the start. He had no chance of stopping him from getting a clean look on that play.
Hield with the bucket. So the Timberwolves called their first timeout. Chris, as you look around the league today, who's the most entertaining player for your money to watch?
Oh, wow, that's so tough. I mean, LeBron is always entertaining because he makes his players better and gets them involved. But you look at a guy like Curry and his ball handling. You look at a guy like Kyrie Irving and the things that he can do out there. And for young guys, just look at Wiggins and Karl Anthony Towns. I mean, the things that kid can do out there, oh, man, the sky's the limit.
Well said. Whole new look on the floor for Minnesota. A big group substitution here for Sacramento. Here's Crawford. He had 13 points in the win against the Hawks in Atlanta. They set the pick. Lets it go from deep. And that one is off. The Kings trail by 6. Here's Temple. And count the basket. He was fouled, and he's going to the line for one more.
No clue how he got that one to fall.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight.
And he was 73% from the line a season ago. An average number in that regard.
On the free throw, no good.
And here in the early going, missed free throws starting to become the storyline.
But they recover it. Deep 2 from Crawford. Will not go. This is off the front iron.
Just doing the job on the backboard.
From deep, Richardson. No good. The Timberwolves go the other way with it. They are coming off that win against Atlanta.
And Kevin, you know, they showed how important it is to have a strong bench. I mean, when you are on the road, that depth is vital. I think they really utilized the second unit to extend their offensive assault and just really wore down their opponent.
Oh, man, the reserves were great. Give them credit. They provided intensity, energy. They gave the offense a tremendous boost.
Now here's Crawford. Looking for his first basket still in this one. Another shot. Got a piece of it. Dives for it. Goes up again. Tries to keep it alive. And now Sacramento on the break. A 15-footer. And he can't bank that one in. Minnesota in the lead. Moving it up. Jones dishes to Crawford. Kicks it out to Gibson. MyLeague passes to Crawford. Puts it up. 4 on the clock. Crawford with another miss.
His shot is not on target right now. He better figure this out fast.
To the inside. And Randolph with the basket on the assist by Heel. Randolph's got it all tied up now for Sacramento. They need to stop this run.
You know what, Kev? I think it's time to switch some things up, either by going to your bench or with a different look defensively to disrupt their rhythm.
Now here's Gibson. His last outing, he had 8 points. Here's Crawford. And the shot no good, a bit short.
But these are just terrible shots he's attempting right now. No reason whatsoever for this kind of horseplay.
And a strong finish with 2 hands.
Ooh, just powered it down with both hands. You know he's not going to mess that one up.
Oh, no, not this fella. He is a superb finisher. Now here's Crawford. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. And he sinks the shot coming off the strong pick.
Well, the pick didn't exactly neutralize the defender, but good concentration on the finish to still get the basket.
Here's Temple. Randolph kicks to Richardson. Pass to Temple. And Gibson sends it back. 2 seconds separating the shot clock and game time. The putback. Great positioning on the putback. And the Timberwolves lead by 2.
Yeah, and he scuffled a bit out of the gates. 10 shot attempts, but that's just his second make of the game.
To the paint. Crawford outside. From deep. And released it in time, but it's off the mark. So at the end of 1 quarter of play, still a close game. The Timberwolves on top, up by 2. And we'll get it going after this from the Target Center. And a guy who seems to improve every season, Jimmy Butler. He spoke with us about one of his biggest surprises.
It's crazy because I never thought that anybody would be preparing to guard me night in and night out. But they do. I have to learn to cope with that and still find a way to be successful on both ends of the floor. And it's a learning curve for me also, but I'm figuring it out.
And hard to doubt the dedication of Jimmy Butler. He's found a way to overcome obstacles at each important point along the way.
You know, he's a self-made player, and if Butler can stay healthy, boy, the sky's the limit.
And so far, it's been a closely contested game as we get the second quarter up and going. And what do you guys think about Minnesota here in this one?
Really active hands early on here as they're able to acquire several steals.
I mean, jumping, passing lanes, pressuring the ball, really forcing their opponents into some of these mistakes.
Jones is out there with Crawford. Then there's Cole Aldrich. Then it's Taj Gibson. And it's Bjelica in at the 3 slot. So that's the Timberwolves 5. Now Richardson after the missed 3 from Jamal Crawford. Here's Randolph. Hits the 3-point bomb. Randolph's got the second quarter going with the first basket of the period for Sacramento.
Now, the Kings haven't had too many deep runs in the playoffs, but they have had some fantastic players over the years. Ever since their move to Sacramento in 1985, they've had some of the most exciting talent in the league.
It's good from long range.
And how about that, responding to the three-pointer against them with a quick one of their own.
I like that style. Lose 3 points, get them right back at the other end. That's good basketball.
Hill dishes to Randolph. From the stripe. The rebound by Gibson. And Chris, I would agree that most fans would call you the greatest Sacramento King ever to play.
Well, you know, we've had some great players, and Oscar Robertson wasn't in that Sacramento era. I'm lucky for that because he's one of the greatest players of all time. And you can also make a case for Mitch Richmond. His teams didn't win, but he was an incredible scorer.
All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, guys, we know Jimmy Butler made a big bet on himself back in 2014. He turned down the Bulls' 4-year, $44 million contract extension offer, and it paid off. After a breakthrough season, he signed a new contract, a max deal for 5 years and $95 million. Instead of his decision, I was nervous. I'm not going to lie to you. Everything I put myself through, I knew what I was capable of.
He's come a long way, David. Thank you. The Kings have shot 3 of 6 at the foul line. That one is off. Chris, you had a lengthy career that spanned a decade and a half. In all your years as a player, who was the biggest trash talker that you either played with or against?
Well, I'll tell you what, Larry Bird was a big trash talker, and I got a chance to play with him in Dream Team and other basketball-type settings. He was one of them. We also got to go with my man GP, Gary Payton. He was a big trash talker, and I'd probably have to go with my man Larry Bird or GP. Gary Payton, 6'4" GP. I was on the plane with him one time, and he was talking trash in his sleep. So, Gary's somewhere talking right now, playing the game. So, yeah, that's Gary's style. He's the biggest trash talker I've ever met.
Now here's Jones. Back to Gibson. 4 on the shot clock. It's deflected. Richardson up top. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. Chris, you played a long career, remained effective even as you lost some of your athleticism. You hear some people say the game is 90% mental. How accurate is that?
I don't think it's 90% mental because you need physical attributes to be able to perform. But I think that it's 2 separate games. I think that one part of the game is mental, and you need to be 100% on point. And I think the mental part is different from the physical. And so you have to be there 100% physical, and you have to be 100% there mentally. And for me, the mental part was not only how to try to make players better or get other guys involved or win if we didn't even have the most talent, but it really was how do you adapt, how do you change your game when you've played one way your whole career, and how do you still be effective and dominant. And luckily, I was able to do that.
Well said. Teague, the pass to Butler. From 13, jump shot is good that time. Butler's got 12.
I mean, he was great in his last game. Clearly, he has not lost that love and feel.
Not at all. You can tell his confidence is really soaring as a result. He wants the ball in his hands any chance he can get it.
Now, here's Richardson. Here's Randolph. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. And Zach Randolph, once a double-double machine, had a harder time producing at that same rate last season.
True, but he has aged well overall because he's a power guy whose game relies more on skill and instincts than quickness.
Well said.
And the difference last season was that he couldn't sustain energy for as many minutes per game. He can still dominate for stretches at both ends, but just not as long.
Out of sync at the line, it's really been a consistent problem for this team.
Jang, he's checked in for the Timberwolves. And the Kings also making a change. Lawson's checked in. And Zach Randolph drops them both.
Not your run-of-the-mill big man from the line. This guy can stroke it.
It's stolen by Hill. And here we go. Lawson heading to the hoop. And Butler sends it back. Out of bounds. Kings ball. Sacramento keeps possession. Billy Cauley-Stein, he's checked in for Sacramento. Outside Hill. To the middle. Here's Cauley-Stein. And Cauley-Stein throws it down. Guys, no one team gaining control early on.
Yeah, and you look at the lead changes, 6 already.
The Timberwolves trail. Here's Teague. He's now 1 for 2 with that bucket.
And there you see the speed of Teague. Always keeps defenders backpedaling.
Cauley-Stein with the screen for Lawson. For 3, Hill. That one falls, coming off Lawson's feet. Lawson's got 3 assists now in this one. Down low, here's Wiggins. His shot is good, scores his 3rd basket in 6 tries, shooting 50%.
And they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing the ball into the paint.
Now here's Lawson. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. Shoots from 14. That one, no good. Towns with the defensive effort. Outside Teague. Lawson against Butler. Poked loose. And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Lawson. A chance here to assess what parts of the floor the attempts have been coming from as we look at the shot chart for the Kings.
And you see not a lot of corner threes. The defense doing a good job of closing out and denying those shorter distance triples. That's what the smart teams have to do.
Clock at 4, and they double up Butler. From deep three-point range, they get it back. Count that one. And that's now 10 points for Karl Anthony Towns. This tug-of-war game continues.
And guys, that's lucky number 7 already in this game.
Lawson against Butler. Papagini. And it's going to be a goaltending call here, so they'll count the bucket.
Almost got to that shot in time. Just a split second late there. Caught it just barely on its way down.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight.
One shot.
And that one misses. For Minnesota, they've gone 5 of 11 from the field since the beginning of the second quarter. And the call will be against George Hill. That's his 3rd foul of the game. The Kings making a switch here. Koufos is checked in. Butler against Hill. Towns wide open. It doesn't go for him. And Sacramento will go the other way with it. Down low. Here's Cauley-Stein. It's stolen by Teague. Here's Wiggins. Second chance shot. Towns, no luck.
He's usually very dependable from that range, but the D got themselves in that play and got him off kilter.
Carter kicks to Cauley-Stein. Shoots from the line. And Cauley-Stein throws it down.
Oh, man, the relentless pursuit of the basketball by Cauley-Stein. Just a tremendous hustler on the offensive glass.
Timberwolves trail by 3. It's stolen by Hill. And oh, here we go. Hill, nobody back. And Cauley-Stein throws it down.
Give credit to the arms of Cauley-Stein. They go on forever, which makes him the ultimate alley-oop finisher.
Minnesota's gone 1 of 4 from three-point range in the second. Not a whole lot dropping out there for them. Teague dishes to Towns. Carter against Wiggins. Another miss by Minnesota.
And the shots just continue to say no in terms of falling.
Dishes to Hill. And the layup is good. And now a 7-point Kings lead.
And they can up the ante a little bit there after that basket.
I mean, they seem to gain more energy after each made bucket. Let's see if they try to really bust it open here.
And Coach Koufos is such a valuable player to have off the bench for a team, Chris. Gives you spacing and size and really knows how to play within himself.
Okay, Koufos is usually productive in whatever role he is playing for a team. His versatility to start or to be the first big off the bench is really what makes him valuable.
While we have a moment here, let's reveal the teams that have been holding opponents to the fewest points this month. 5th, the Timberwolves.
They've been attacking lockdown defense over the past month, allowing very few points per game.
Timberwolves trail by 7. Here's Teague. He provides a good amount of offense for the team, averaging around 11.5 points a game. Zhang with a screen on Hill. Teague kicks to Towns. Kicks it out to Wiggins. Shot clock at 3. Again, Wiggins missing.
And boy, has he been struggling big time here in the quarter.
Well, it hasn't been his best, just to say the least. He just needs to calm down out there and let the game come in.
And nobody, guys, among the defenders stepping up to challenge him on that drive to the 10.
And Greg, he says, thank you very much, and sails in for the flush.
But it's surprising, Cam, to see so little urgency on the defensive side, especially with them losing this game right now.
It's Vince Carter on the wing. To the right side. Towns with the steal. Teague the pass to Wiggins. No good, and they can't put an end to this drought.
Well, his head doesn't look in the game right now. He can't seem to connect on any shot he takes out there.
Towns with the steal. From 13, here's Butler. It's stolen by Lawson. For 3, Hill. Minnesota with the rebound. James got rebound number 5 here tonight. Baseline try. Here's Teague, and the rejection by Cauley Stein.
And shooters beware. Cauley Stein is very crafty at how he rises up to the block. So good at catching scores off guard with his wide reach.
And with that shot, the Kings lead is cut to just 7 on the basket from Jeff Teague.
Wow, the floor just really opened up for him on that possession.
Well, of course it did. The D was nowhere to be found, and because of that, he easily sprinted down the court and got an easy bucket.
Now, here is Lawson. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him.
He just recorded his 3rd foul at half. Coach has to consider resting him until the 3rd quarter.
And he's got his first free throw of the game.
And, of course, we'd all like to see his percentage at the line improve, but he just does not have the touch right now. He's in the 60s.
Take a break. 2 shots.
That one is off. Big group substitution now for Minnesota. Cole Aldrich, he's checked in for Towns. Bielitsa comes in for Zhang. Jamal Crawford, he's checked in for Andrew Wiggins. And Tyus Jones subbed in for Teague. The Kings also with the sub. Fields checked in for Vince Carter. So neither attempt will fall that time for him. Timberwolves trail by 7. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
And they need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Wow, what a smart play. He recognized the height advantage and went straight to the rack.
Now here's Lawson. Down low, Kufas. Rebound by Aldrich. Aldrich has got 4 rebounds in this game. It's Bielitsa. The shot's good on the assist by Butler. And now just a 3-point Sacramento lead.
And they're passing the ball very crisply here.
Hill kicks to Lawson. And count it. 2 points with a chance for one more at the free throw line.
Really aggressive play there, taking it to the rack against the big fella.
Awesome attack toward the basket right there. This young man stays on his grind, showing his true grit and finding a way to get that one to go.
Minnesota making a switch here. Gibson's checked in, and a change for Sacramento. Garrett Temple is checked in for George Hill. That's good from Lawson.
And didn't have a single free throw in that first quarter, but he started to play with a little bit more of an edge to his game here in the second.
Kings leading now by 6. There it is, his second make of the game. He's missed 5.
Textbook, nice pass, great catch, even better finish.
Pass to Crawford. Outside Gibson. The pass to Jones. Clock at 6. Kufas with the block. And they're able to recover. A shot's good from Aldridge.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Now Lawson. He's got 5. The feed to Heel. It drops for his 3rd basket. He's missed only 1 shot.
And that's not nearly the kind of defense that's going to prevent a player of his ability from scoring.
Kicks it to Crawford. Gives him a screen. It's Crawford with the drive. Can't cash in from the high post. Kings leading now by 8. Lawson dishes to Cauley Stein. To the middle. And down it goes, jamming that one home.
And just tacks a few more points onto their lead with the tomahawk.
That's bringing it down hard. Deep 2 from Crawford. And it's wide right. Hits off the rim.
Well, they often look to him to provide for them on offense, and he simply isn't getting the job done today.
Watson the pass to Heel. And Cauley Stein has it in the corner. He feeds it to Heel. Goes up and lays it nice and easy. And now a 12-point Sacramento lead.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
Poked away. And so it looks like the Timberwolves will retain possession here.
Let's take a look at numbers for Cauley Stein. This last month, he's been positively spectacular. He's right around 13 points a night, 14 rebounds, and almost 2.5 blocks. And he does the heavy lifting on the glass, throwing himself into the rebounding battle with just complete effort.
Bucket is good.
Nice feed and close, right to where his teammate needed it.
Kings leading now by 10. Here's Lawson. A rebound by the Timberwolves. Aldridge has got 6 rebounds in the game.
Well, you know, they're in the lead, but he's still been frustrated from an offensive standpoint.
The lane was relatively open and didn't take advantage of a golden opportunity.
Lawson kicks to Heel. Back to Lawson. To the wing on the left. And Heel gets it to go on the assist by Lawson. Lawson's got his 4th assist in this one. Crawford outside. That's short off the rim.
Just superb defense there. You can tell they definitely affected the release of that shot.
And we've reached halftime in this one. It's Sacramento. They finish off the 2nd quarter with a 13-4 run. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks, Kevin. Zach, how did you guys get back on top of this game?
Just getting stops. You know, getting stops, get out in transition, get to the basket, guys hitting shots, and we getting stops. So we just got to keep on playing defense and let everything else take care of itself.
That's how you guys roll. Thanks, Zach. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David, for that interview, and we'll see you back here after the break for 3rd quarter basketball.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
And we hope you've enjoyed our first half of action. I'm Ernie Johnson welcoming you back. Shaquille O'Neal is right there. Kenny the Jet Smith is right there. And this here is the halftime report. A pretty close game for the Kings throughout the first quarter. Some good moments from both teams, but as the first period wrapped up, they trailed by 2. The second quarter was all theirs. Major uptick in offensive and defensive intensity as they did their jobs with precision. Now sitting on a comfortable 12-point lead at the half. Shaq, how did you think the Kings were playing?
Well, they're getting higher percentage looks, good game planning. The ball is moving around. Guys aren't pulling the trigger at the first thing they see. They're definitely staying disciplined. That's a big part of what has them having the lead at the half.
Kenny, let's get your insight on the Timberwolves.
They're not getting to the line or putting enough pressure on the defense. They have to be much more aggressive pushing the basketball, going hard to the rack. Because if you want the refs to make a call, put them in a position to make a judgment call. If you're not creating opportunities for contact, you have no chance of picking up points at the line.
All right, that is going to wrap up our halftime report as it's just about time for the start of the third quarter.
The buildings of downtown Minneapolis all lit up on this lovely evening. Welcome back, everyone, to the Twin Cities. And as we welcome you back, we begin our second half. So far, not a tightly contested game, guys, but, you know, anything can happen. It's been one outstanding game from Willie Cauley-Stein.
And the thing I noticed most in that first half was his offense. He was not wasteful with his opportunities and also did a great job of converting with the chances he had.
Yeah, sound fundamentals. Lots of patience that led to that efficient scoring effort.
Getting underway here in the second half. Here's the 5 for Dave Yeager. Cauley-Stein is out there with Kostakoupas. And there's Carter. Then it's Hill. And it's Hill in at the point.
Man, that's just tremendous court vision and timing. That assist was right on the money.
Sacramento leading by 10. You know, Greg, when Jimmy Butler is out there, you have to be aware of just how explosive a player he can be. When he turns it on and gets in that groove and feels the rhythm, he can completely take over a game with his scoring.
And Kevin, I'm sure you remember that 53-point outburst he had last season. Butler has games where he has everything that kind of just falls into place. And he gets his scores in so many ways, but usually when he goes off, it's because he's getting to the free throw line.
Now here is Carter. The 12-point lead, their biggest of the game. Hield can't hit. Butler dishes to T. Inside, here's Dang, and the rejection by Cauley-Stein. And so it looks like the Timberwolves will retain possession here. And here in the second half of play, we're just over a minute in. There's the pick. And Zhang kicks to Butler. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Puts it up from 17. Towns, no luck.
Very slow start so far this half. They're only 1 for 4 so far.
And stolen by Butler. And here we go. Fast break. Wiggins has got it. The putback. They shoot again. Zhang, no luck.
Now, he doesn't look like himself right now. Nothing is going his way.
Hield the pass to Koufos. Off the screen, and he dunks it after the pick frees him up.
Oh, taking it to the rack with power.
And hammering down the two-hand slam. 2 minutes gone in this third quarter now. And here's Zhang. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. 5 on the clock, and Buddy Hield is going to pick up a foul. That's his first foul. And the Timberwolves with possession here. It's a 14-point game. Shot clock at 6. Left side, Butler. Another miss by Minnesota.
Beautiful execution in terms of creating space for his shot. He just couldn't get that one to fall.
To the inside. Here's Hill. Towns with the defensive effort. And the call will be against George Hill. That will get him his 4th foul of the game. And the Kings making a change here. Minnesota shooting at a 32% clip from the field. They're just not executing. Minnesota calls timeout.
Start it.
And, you know, everyone knew that Karl Anthony Towns was going to be good, but I don't think anybody thought he could have the kind of season he put together last year. I mean, incredible numbers to start his career. And while everyone said, yeah, he's going to be a solid #1 pick, I think he's far more than that. He is a cornerstone of this franchise. And if he stays healthy and on this track, you're talking about a future Hall of Famer.
Just over 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second half. Shots good by Butler.
I mean, he's connecting on most of his shots out there, and his team has needed every one of them.
And another thing you notice with Towns, the numbers have been pretty phenomenal, especially last season as a rookie. Starting to draw now a lot of comparisons, Greg, to another former Wildcat, Anthony Davis.
And both do share a lot in common. Had similar statistical outputs their rookie year. But one thing I like about Towns, he's been durable. Hasn't dealt with the injury as much here early on.
Good point. Wiggins, right side. And that comes off the assist by Jeff Teague. 10 points for Andrew Wiggins. Sacramento leading by 12. Outside Hill. He kicks it to Richardson. Picked by Randolph. Off the pick. Rebound by Dang. Jang's got his 8th rebound here tonight. And Teague has it in the corner. Here's Towns, and the Timberwolves tack on 2 more.
He's as consistent as ever, scoring the basketball, but he needs more help from his teammates.
Kings have gone 3 of 6 in the 3rd quarter, 50% from the field. Papagianni, defended by Towns. Here's Carter. Papagianni, and that one is hammered home.
Oh, and look at his man just go flying by him after the shot fake.
And it might be humiliating for the defender, but it feels oh so good on the other side. My goodness. And that one's good. Wiggins.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
Hill with it. 5 points in the game. And the rejection by Towns. They push it up 4 on 3. And a wide open look here for Wiggins. Again, Wiggins missing. Kings leading now by 10. Carter right side. Wiggins with the block. Butler kicks to Towns. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. One thing that sets Towns apart from the other big men, Greg, is just how well he can stretch the floor as a 7-footer.
And you like about Towns is that range. Just how easy he shoots the basketball. I mean, looked very confident taking the few threes he did as a rookie. You have to respect his outside shot, which makes him a nightmare of a matchup.
He misses the free throw.
And one of the things that sticks out when you watch Andrew Wiggins is the grace with which he plays. I mean, he has incredible athleticism, but I don't think he gets enough credit yet for his footwork. And that's an area that he's improved tremendously the last couple seasons. And to me, this guy, his ceiling, well, he may not have one. It's just incredible, his ability.
And Vince Carter picks up the foul.
And now only 1 away from being in the penalty.
Garrett Temple has checked in for Carter. Stolen by Randolph. And Temple kicks to Richardson. And stolen by Wiggins. Tipped away. And now Sacramento on the break. Hill leading the charge. The shot's good from Randolph.
Excellent assist there. Just led him to the perfect spot.
And just thinking about Wiggins and his footwork, his spin move while attacking the rim, Greg, is something that is becoming a signature move now for him.
Yeah, and every great scorer has a go-to move like that one. Such a difficult move to pull off when going as fast as Wiggins is. Also, he has great footwork in the post when playing with his back to the basket. And they've gotten good looks, you know, so that's one reason they're frustrated. Maybe he can come up with something to get them an easy one, maybe get to the line.
Well, I just think they're pressing too much, not really in a rhythm. Have to let the game come to you.
And a chance now to review the shot chart.
And the 3-ball really hurting them right now, taking way too many bad shots from deep. Yeah, they've had some decent looks, but when it's not falling, it's hurting your cause. I wouldn't say to go away entirely from the 3, but they've got to do a better job of only taking a 3 when it's a great shot.
Now here's Towns. 12 points for him. Down low. Here's Dang. Battles through traffic and lays it in.
Just impressed with the teamwork out there, setting the table for one another.
Sacramento leading by 10. Outside Hill. And now the Timberwolves on the break. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot two. Let's pause for just a moment to see the teams that have been extremely effective with their three-point shooting this past month. In fourth, the Timberwolves.
Well, look at it. Over the past month, they've shown good discipline out there on the perimeter. By and large, taking only the shots that they think they really can knock down.
Free throw good, team. And with the emergence of Dennis Schroeder as a viable starting point guard in Atlanta, the stage was set for Jeff Teague to be traded elsewhere.
Yeah, and Teague is a player who rightfully drew a lot of interest around the league. An athletic slasher and dangerous pick-and-roll operator. You knew he'd land on his feet.
Now here is Hill. He has 5. Feeds it to Randolph. Oh, and there's the one-handed jam.
Yeah, but I mean, maybe could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that one.
And we know he's capable of those memorable ones. Teague drives in, Gibson, and he gets contact and the whistle on the shot. 2 shots coming up. And there's the foul that goes against Sacramento. First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
Numbers this year at the line below 70, so when he's getting to the line, not nearly as effective as you'd like.
And he knocks down the first one. And some changes here for the Timberwolves. Cole Aldrich, he's checked in for Towns. Bielitsa comes in for Andrew Wiggins. And Tyus Jones subbed in for Teague. No good on the second, so he hits 1 of 2.
And they came out of the locker room after halftime with a much more physical approach than what we saw in that first half.
And slam dunk by Randolph.
Oh, fellas, that was vicious two-hand monster slam.
Guys, I don't think there was anyone who could have stopped him on that one. Now here's Jones. He dishes it to Crawford. To the paint. Count that one, and the Sacramento leaders can get down to 9 in the bucket from Gibson.
No issues on that one. Good work all around.
Kings have gone 7 of 13 in the third quarter so far, just above 50%. They set the pick. Loses his man off the screen and lays it up and in. 10 points for him.
The plan of attack is obvious. Get the ball inside and go strong to the rim.
Crawford against Richardson. Looking to get it going. Crawford, no luck.
That's what we call good defense in the paint. Worth its weight in gold.
Well, that's just a stupendous effort by him right there. He stopped him dead in his tracks. What an awful decision there. No reason that turnover should have taken place.
So it's the Timberwolves now. They'll be off to Oklahoma City for a meeting with the Thunder after this one. That will be a getaway game for them, a one-game road trip. Jones kicks to Aldrich. Misses from short range. Kings leading now by 11. Richardson dishes to Randolph. Back to Richardson. And a slam dunk by Richardson.
Oh, inflicting some punishment with the two-hand flush.
They're going for the throat. Hill against Jones. The dish now to Aldrich. There's the pick. Here's Gibson, and it's Gibson finishing it off.
And if that doesn't get them fired up, guys, nothing will.
Greg, just what the doctor ordered, huh? Some high-flying antics to narrow the deficit.
Well, also a miscommunication on defense. No one rotates over. See ya.
Nicely done. They continue to attack inside, and that's 10 points in a row in the paint.
Out left to the wing. Fires from 18. He can't hit that time.
He had all the room in the world to get that up, but somehow blew it by rushing it just a tad.
And there's the call on Garrett Temple. So that will be his second foul of the game. We're in the bonus. He will go to the line to shoot 2. The Timberwolves have hit 4 of 8 from the free throw line so far. Folks, that's 50%. Not great work there.
And really, they haven't been able to differentiate themselves from the free throw line on the season at about 76%.
The first one falls. The Kings making a switch here. Both free throws good from Crawford. Kings leading now by 11. Lawson outside. And the foul called on Tyus Jones. That'll be his second foul of the game. Lawson outside. Randolph passes to Lawson. Yep, that one goes in there. Lawson's got 7 points.
Nice pass there to set that basket up.
The Timberwolves shooting at 36%. They really seem out of sync offensively. Here's Jones. Pass to Gibson. Leans. Kufis with the block. Lawson outside. And Temple kicks to Kufis. And he finishes nicely on the layup. Kufis has got 4 points in the quarter.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Crawford dishes to Gibson. Trying to find Jones. He gets it to him. Count it.
I love the ball movement there. He put that on a silver platter. Just served him up.
1:33 left in the third. Lawson outside. Pass to Temple. Back to Lawson. Here's Temple. Defended by Jones. Rebound by Aldridge. Timberwolves trail by 13. It's Bielitsa. Got it. Good job in the low post. Bielitsa's got his third basket of the night right there. They've shared the load offensively.
And guys, they put the defense on their heels. You can see right now they're trying to react. And that's what you want when you're in a rhythm offensively. Yeah, easy call.
That's his first personal foul. Second team foul. Two shots.
The first one falls. Willie Cauley-Stein, he's checked in for Sacramento. And he makes both free throws. Timberwolves trail by 13. Now Crawford. 9 points in the game so far. Gibson passes to Aldridge. Kicks it out to Crawford. Outside, Jones. 5 to shoot. There's a good screen. Shot off the pick. They get it again. Can't hit from in close. Kings leading now by 13. About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. And here's Lawson. He's got 7. To the paint. Dishes it to Heel. That is in there. Lawson with the assist. Lawson's got 5 assists tonight. Crawford with the ball. from deep three-point range, and that's not going to go. And as we end the third quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it tough to come back. Kings lead by 16. And do not go away, as we'll be back in just a few moments with the start of our fourth quarter coming up next. Now let's hear what Coach Tom Thibodeau was reviewing with his team in the huddle.
Come on, man. Let's get that lead. You got to get the ball moving. Get the ball moving.
And we're getting underway here in the fourth quarter. The scoreboard tells the story in this matchup, but we'll see how much things change up here. Kings leading now by 16. They've got Andrew Wiggins. Towns is out there with Gorgie Dang. Then there's Teague, and it's Butler in at the shooting guard. So that's the lineup for Minnesota. Got a piece of it. Towns with the steal. Butler in the corner. Passes it to Towns. And yep, finally drops after rolling around the rim. Towns has got the first points up on the board here in the fourth for the Timberwolves. Now here is Carter. Up off the screen, and Vince Carter with the slam.
And he just punishes the D for falling asleep at the wheel.
A little disorganized that time, and the result, 2 points in the loudest way possible.
Oh, you love it. He's just playing with the greater energy and effort. He recognizes the opening and pounces on it.
Wiggins, rebound by the Kings.
Everyone in the building thought that one was going to go in, including me. That's just shocking he blew it.
Hield kicks to Hill. Now the pass to Cauley Stein. Vince Carter on the wing. 6 on the shot clock. Fires from 14. Off the left rim and out.
Great looking defense, really, just to disrupt the rhythm on that shot.
They made that possession super uncomfortable, and as a result, they got the stop they needed.
Hield can't hit.
That's just an outstanding job by the D there to get in his way without fouling and changing the direction of that shot.
And Vince Carter picks up the foul. That's foul number 2 for him. Here's Teague. Carter pulls it in. Kings leading now by 16. Sacramento moving it around. Towns with the steal. Up the floor. Butler, no good.
And that's the way you want to defend. Nice job there.
That's what I'm talking about. That's just picture-perfect defense there. Really stifled this man and gave him no chance at a clean look.
And really no choice but to lunge for that pass to make sure it didn't get through.
Great resolve there on defense, allowing nothing easy.
Zach Randolph, he's checked in for Cauley Stein. Randolph dishes to Hill. The feed to Hield. 5 on the clock. Kicks it to Randolph. Finds the bottom of the bucket from 13 feet out. We're in the fourth quarter here, just under 2.5 minutes gone. And Teague, here we go. Count the basket.
And all those hours in the weight room paying off right there for Teague. Nice finish through the contact.
Sacramento's gone 3 of 7 tonight from three-point territory. Outside Hill. To the inside, the dive for the ball. And it's Randolph with the jam.
Oh, and this is some serious showmanship. Loving that tomahawk right there.
Craig, he came with force, and that's not just about getting 2 points. That was sending, I think, a message. Chalk up 2 there. 14 points for Andrew Wiggins. And here are the Kings now. So far in the fourth quarter, they've allowed just 6 points. Now here's Hield, defended by Butler. Randolph against Jang, 6 to shoot. Carter, the pass to Hill. Out to Carter, and there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. Timberwolves trail by 16. Here's Butler. Inside. And it's Sacramento with the rebound. Randolph's got 5 rebounds tonight. Here's Carter. A second chance effort. That one's not going to go. And Minnesota now the other way.
Oh, even though he has been lost in the shuffle, his team remains in front.
Teague inside the line. Rebound by the Kings. Carter's got 4 rebounds in this game. Hill with it. Picked up by Teague. Hill against Teague. Hill, no good.
Well, even though the defense made their presence felt, he needs to hit inside shots like that.
Timberwolves have gotten only 3 of their 9 field goal attempts to go down since the end of the third. Pretty cold down the stretch. Feeds it to Wiggins. Goes back up. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
And I love that Teague didn't slow up when he got inside and went right in and drew the foul.
At the line for your Timberwolves, Jeff Teague. Taking 2 shots.
Free throw, good. Teague. Well, Chris, you did what many players coming into the NBA do. You spend a year or 2, in your case 2 years in college, before making the jump. It worked out terrifically for you. But how do you feel about how things are set up now with the age limit in the NBA as it stands?
You know, I feel, hey, if you're old enough to vote, if you're old enough to go to war, then you should be old enough to play in the NBA. And so that's the rights aspect of it. Now, as far as a basketball fan and somebody that knows this game fairly well, I feel that guys coming in so young, it really hurts their game. You know, we talk about guys making it from high school to the pros, or guys coming out their first year, but not many of them really are successful. Yeah, we glorify the ones that are successful, and we should, because it's such a phenomenal feat to come out your first or second year and play well in the NBA. And so to take it for granted and to expect every kid that comes out, you know, those years to make it is just unfair. And so for me, I think guys should have the chance to, but I think it's more of a responsibility with that freedom of decision making, because once you lose that chance, you usually don't get a second one, and you want to be as mature physically and mentally before trying to make the jump into this league.
Great perspective. Free throw drops for Hield. Timberwolves trail by 17. T kicks to Butler. Towns sets the pick for Butler. He feeds it to Towns. No one near him. The shot's good on the assist by Butler. 16 points for Karl Anthony Towns. For Sacramento, they've gone 5 of 10, 50% from the field. Hill dishes to Hield, and the call will be against Jeff Teague. That is his first foul of the game. Minnesota on D. Now Hield. Looks for Randolph, gets it to him. Shakes him, and it's blocked by Towns. One-on-one here. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
Shooting for Minnesota, Karl Anthony Towns. At the line for 2.
First one falls for him. And Towns drops them both.
After being a little hesitant in the first, he looked much more intent on getting himself to the strike.
Kings leading now by 13. Here's Hill, and he uses the glass on the layup.
And the interior D is really starting to be exposed here. How many layups have they gotten today?
Oh, you're asking me? The defense has been garbaggio. I've lost track. The D has been non-existent, and they've taken full advantage of it.
Here's Butler, following the basket by George Hill. Here's Towns. No good on the three.
He could not have been more wide open. I'm sure he's kicking himself for missing out.
Hield kicks to Randolph. He dishes it to Hill. Back to Randolph. That's in, and he's 7 for 12 now in the game.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash mouth, physical basketball, guys.
Now here's Teague. He kicks to Towns. And that comes off the assist by Jeff Teague. Towns has got 10 points in just the second half. Sacramento leading by 15. And here is Hield. There's the lob to the hoop. Out of bounds. Minnesota takes possession.
And that's just carelessness there. I mean, you have got to have your head in the game.
Timberwolves have gone only 6 of 14 from the field in the fourth. Here's Wiggins. Second shot opportunity. Yep, that one goes.
Yeah, he's in attack mode, crashing the glass, then goes right back up with it.
Here's Hill. At the elbow, it's Koufos. To the inside, Randolph. And Randolph throws it down.
Oh, the man with his signature slam. Don't let him get that deep.
Teague, the pass to Wiggins. 17-foot shot on the way. Buries the jump shot. Sacramento leading by 13. Here's the screen. Hield dishes to Koufos. Pass to Randolph. In for another field goal. A sublime 9 of 14 on the night.
They're getting on a roll inside. Their last 3 field goals have come from the paint.
Teague against Hill. Outside Teague. Now the dish to Towns. From the low block. And he gets contact and the whistle on the shot. 2 shots coming up. And the Sacramento Kings get called for the foul.
Shooting for Minnesota, Karl-Anthony Towns.
First free throw is good. And the Kings making a change here. Cauley Stein's checked in. And Towns drops them both. And so here's Sacramento. They led by as many as 18 points. They host the 76ers after this game. That game will be a quick pit stop before hitting the road again. Now here is Hill to the middle. Goes up off the pick. And the rejection by Chang. And out of bounds as the Timberwolves gain possession. Timberwolves trail by 13. Here's Wiggins. Goes back up. And the rejection by Cauley Stein. And Carter has it in the corner. It's rebounded by Towns. Towns has got his 16th rebound on the night. T kicks to Towns. And misses it off the right side of the rim.
You can bet if he's left open from there again, he's probably going to knock that one down.
Hill passes to Cauley Stein. They set the pick. Here's Carter. And it's Carter again missing.
And since halftime, he has just been ice cold. Just can't seem to get anything to go his way.
He's not the most consistent threat from long range, Kevin, but the defense still needs to play him honest, rotate over and contest.
Now here's Hield. Outside Hill. Expanding his range. It's rebounded by Towns. Timberwolves trail by 10. Wiggins dishes to T. We've got 1:48 left to play here in the fourth.
And how about he takes on the defender head on and then throws down the two-hander.
Guys, straight power there. Straight power.
Shooting one. Carl Anthony Towns.
Sacramento leading by 7. There's 1:40 left in the fourth quarter. Hield kicks to Kufis. In the corner, it's Hield. 6 on the shot clock. Can't hit from in close. Minnesota's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. T kicks to Towns. And the dunk by Towns.
Yeah, just solid work on the back end of that play.
Yep, you're right. Finished hard with 2 hands on that stuff. And Carter has it in the corner. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Jang. .109 left in the fourth. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2. He drops the first one, and that increases their lead to 6. And so he drops them both. It's a 7-point game.
Now that's killer instinct at the line, helping them pull away a little.
Here's Towns. From outside, off the mark. The Kings shooting about 45% from the floor in the fourth. Hill passes to Kufis. Good, the assist goes to Hill. And the Kings lead by 9.
And that's a well-placed pass right there, right where his teammate can do something with it.
Minnesota calls timeout. They're behind by 9. There's 48 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Teague with the ball. He's picked up by Hill. Here's Towns. And once again off the mark by Minnesota. This game looks like they've got it just about wrapped up.
Yeah, just got to work that clock and take care of the ball.
Carter dishes to Hill. To the middle. And stolen by Jang.
Well, the comeback hopes are out the window now, I think it's safe to say.
Disappointing to say the least. They couldn't complete the opportunity to get back into this one. They couldn't complete the opportunity to get back in.
And so they choose to intentionally foul.
Minnesota foul ball. That's his 4th personal foul. 4th team foul. Shooting from Sacramento. Buddy Hield. At the line for 2.
And he cannot get the first one to drop. Tough one to miss. And the second of 2 is good. That
20
makes it a
seconds.
7-point lead. And the Timberwolves call time here. They're down by 7. We've got 13 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. Guys, what do you think?
You know, I think he's just trying to send his team a message, you know, not willing to give up on this game just yet. Just trying to instill that fight in this group.
No, it's like a Rubik's Cube. I feel like they've tried a lot of different things all night, but just haven't cracked the code yet. And it's frustrating for them.
It's rush outside.
Minnesota foul. Taj Gibson. That's his second personal foul. 5th team foul.
Richardson with it. So the Kings win it. This was a hard-fought, well-earned victory for them, Greg. They really had to work for this win.
That's a good point. I mean, weaker teams might have buckled at the end with the crowd amped up, everyone in the building kind of rooting against you, but they stood tall and pulled it out.
Well said. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Zach. Congrats on the win. How are you guys clicking and coming together at the defensive end?
We just talking. That's what we hang our hat on. It's a defensive end. We're a defensive team. And when everybody clicking and working together, talking on defensive end, that makes us a much better team.
Really looked like you were connected at that end, Zach. Thanks a lot. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David. Great job. Thanks so much. And that'll do it, folks. For Greg Anthony, Chris Webber, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. Now time to head over to the studio where the award-winning Ernie Johnson is with Shaq and Kenny, all standing by. Guys, take it away.
The 2K Sports post-game show.
And Ernie Johnson here again with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny Smith. Without further ado, let's present our Jordan player of the game, Zach Randolph. Really answered the bell in the fourth quarter. He got into attack mode early. That fired up his teammates. End of story.
Well, it's safe to say that Zebo has mastered the art of playing the low post, guys. Man, he gets a ton of praise for his scoring and rebounding, and it's well-deserved. Look at him out there. Oh, man.
He was a threat every time they fed him the ball. He was in attack mode offensively. So much confidence. Wow, unbelievable.
That's going to do it for our broadcast tonight. We certainly hope you've enjoyed the show, don't we, guys?
It was great.
Yeah. Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, and for Kevin Harlan and the entire 2K Sports crew. All 653,000 of them.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Hard-working.
A lot of people.
Yeah. It's a long line at the buffet, though.
Yeah.
Shout out to the T-Pose, man.
Oh,
I don't know his name, but I know his face.
I'm Ernie Johnson. See you next time.